Welcome to the First Round Fantasy Podcast, your first choice for second round advice, with your hosts, Gabriel Miramontes and Jacob Bartley.
Burrow on 3rd and 7. Jefferson hauls it in. Would be Max Crosby. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Welcome on into the First Round Fantasy Podcast, your home for second round advice, your first choice for second round advice. Gabriel Miramontes, Jacob Bartley, and already the confusion has started as I'm trying to now manage. We are a two-screen company now. I am managing the YouTube Live and I am managing the TikTok Live, the first ever TikTok Live for First Round Fantasy. So we appreciate you taking the time to come on out. Please, if you are on TikTok Live, I'd hate to ask you, but I'm an old man, and it'd be much more appreciated if you could head over to the YouTube link, or it's in our bio. You can jump on in here into the live chat on the YouTube feeds and answer some questions that you have for the week coming up ahead. It's week 4, baby. It's win or go home. Not necessarily, but before we get into all that, Jacob Bartley, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. We're in the thick of it now with fantasy football week 4. I mean, I used to be the type to be like, oh, like it's only week 4, like let's give it some more time. We don't know much, but it's not a long season. We're not talking about the NBA or MLB. It's a short season, so it's a sample. It's a huge sample size, and I think we learned a lot this past week, and we learned a lot these past 3 weeks, and it's gonna help us figure out how to navigate the rest of the season.
Most definitely, man. It's week 4. Jacob, how are you doing in a 5-second synopsis? How are you doing overwhelmingly in the majority of your leagues? You know, you either 2-2, 4-0, 3-0, whatever it is. 3-0, 1-2, 2-1. You know what I mean? How you doing overall? You feeling good about the year so far?
I would say I'll put it in terms of winning percentage. I'm below 500. I would say in winning percentage, and I'm probably about like 400. Yeah, so 400.
I'm about 500. I'm about 500. Before we get into anything we have to talk about today, again, if you see anything you like here today, please feel free to leave us a like or subscribe. We appreciate it so much. We're already getting questions in the TikTok Live. We're also getting we're also getting questions on the Facebook live stream as well. Let's get to those. Sam Seipel in the house, man. Thank you so much for coming. Go Niners, baby. Go home, Sam Seipel. We don't need you here. Star Drew, Jacob, he says, I don't know, something about the Giants. I guess that's between you and him. But Sam does have a question for us today. It's Tank Dell or Nico Collins in week 4. Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about it a little bit later. I suggest you start your Tank Dell shares this week. That's my guy. Jacob, who are you going with here?
Oh, my goodness. You know, I have to go with Tank Dell and I really like Nico. Oh, wait. Gabe, can I hear
Jacob?
You still? Oh, you were mouthing it. Okay.
I'm mouthing to TikTok because I'm trying to let them know to come to YouTube. I feel like I'm doing
No, so I do like Nico Collins a lot, but the thing is for me, ever since I heard that Tank Dell and CJ Stroud were hanging out as soon as they were drafted together,
Jacob and the connections, man.
I knew that they were gonna play well together.
Burrow or Chase, Stroud or Dell, you love the homie connection, so I can see that. Sam, looks like it's Tank Dell for us, dude. Rock it out, let him sock out. Some questions in TikTok. Let's see what we got over here. Start Watson tomorrow. Me personally, it's a hamstring issue. He's missed he's missed the first 3 weeks of the season. I'm not just going to roll him out there unless I absolutely have to. But let's say, for instance, Jacob, Christian Watson or Garrett Wilson on Sunday. And I don't know the matchup. I'll have to get the NFL matchup.
I'm going with Garrett Wilson because I told you last week, for me, I don't care whose quarterback is. He's a set it and forget it. And I'm not playing a guy coming off injury, playing his first game of the season, even though we saw some good things with him last year, even with Jordan Love, but I need to wait and see. It's too risky.
Well, if you're over here on TikTok, you're missing out on great advice because you're getting one half of the show tonight. Jacob says he's going with Garrett Wilson. I myself am also going with Garrett Wilson. So Daniel, thanks for the comment down below. Trip Payne asks, pick two to start. James Conner, Calvin Ridley, or Zach Moss. Boy, oh boy. Running back time. I'm going with James Conner and Zach Moss here. Actually, no, wait. James Conner has the San Francisco matchup. I think Calvin Ridley had a lot of opportunities last week. He just didn't look good with them.
Yeah.
I will say Calvin Ridley, Zach Moss here for me. Jacob, what about you?
I would go with the same. Calvin Ridley, Zach Moss.
Perfect. There you go. Trip Payne, thanks for coming out, man. And then one more question before we dive in today. This guy says, it's Vincent. He says, do I trade Kyren Williams, Amari Cooper, and Hopkins for Debo and Daniel Jones? Or I'm assuming it's Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones and Debo Samuel for Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, and Kyren Williams. I would do it. Jacob, I want Debo Samuel and Aaron.
Is this a TikTok question?
This is a TikTok question.
Our first ever TikTok question?
No, the other one was, do I start Watson tomorrow?
Oh. So, all right. So I can't see these. So
I know
have to
you
read
can't
it to
see
me
them.
again.
We got to figure this out.
Read it to
Sorry.
me again.
It was brought to you by Vincent. He says, do I trade Kyren Williams, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, and Debo, or for Debo Samuel and Daniel Jones? I'm going with Debo Samuel and Aaron Jones there. Vincent, that's my part. I don't know about Jacob.
Oh, is it Aaron Jones or Daniel
Yes,
Jones?
I'm going to go with Aaron Jones. It sounds like an Aaron Jones to me.
Okay, because that's so random. Daniel Jones, like, is it Superflex League or what? Yeah, man, Debo's looking so good, and he's getting back to that 2019 form. So Debo.
Excellent. Hey, Vincent, if you're still there, Debo and Aaron Jones for us. Thanks for coming out, man. We appreciate you. Back to the YouTube comments today. Coco says, which two should I start between Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Zach Moss, and Miles Sanders? I know Zach Moss is a definite, I don't know, man. It's just, you're going to get that one last good week before Jonathan Taylor maybe or maybe doesn't come back. I'm going with Zach Moss here. But between Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara, do you trust Alvin Kamara right out the gates after sitting the first 3 weeks of the season? I mean, clearly he's like physically active, you know, he's an NFL player. He's probably been working out.
Yeah, I mean, what's up with Derrick Henry? What's going on there? The Titans just terrible.
Man. He got the work last week. They played a really stingy dude. Honestly, the Cleveland Browns have a Super Bowl defense. I'm just hot take of the night. Their defense looks great, dude. And they obviously.
So you're telling me it's going to be a Browns-Niners Super Bowl this year?
No, negative. And get the Niners out of your mouth, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is tough.
The Saints play the Buccaneers at home. Derrick Henry, I'm looking right now. Man, I applaud those guys that just know the matches off the top of their head.
Did you ever think we'd say this? Zach Moss has been so amazing.
Dude, Zach Moss has been great.
Did you ever think we would say that?
With a limp arm. The Titans take on the Bengals, which also have a pretty stingy defense. We're getting to your questions over on TikTok.
I would probably go Henry and Moss.
All right. Henry and Moss. I'll go Henry and Moss. All right. Sarju says that's tough, man. Saints games versus Buck. It is going to be a tough game, dude. It is going to be a really tough game.
I think Sarju might have been referencing, I don't know, but even if he's not, I want to brag about this, is how close I got predicting the Niners and Giants game last week. Remember, I said 30, what did I say? 31-10. It was 30-12. So I got so close on that. So we should do more score predictions. Maybe we should do it for the Thursday night game every week. That's perfect.
Well, Jacob, if you were here on Friday nights, maybe we could do some score predictions, because I do score predictions, sir, on Fridays or Saturdays, yet TBD every week.
Well, on this show, we'll do the Thursday night game.
Jacob Bartley is joined by his lover tonight. Maybe she can convince him that we need him to be on Fridays and Saturdays. Sorry, Jacob, didn't mean to put you on blast there. I got to be honest. The TikTok questions are coming in full blown, and I'm lightweight kind of nervous. I feel like this was a horrible decision because they're coming from all aspects. So I'll take the time to say, if you are on TikTok, thank you so much for coming out. We're managing 2 live streams here on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm an old man trying to figure out my way here. If you could do us the favor and jump over to the YouTube live stream, I get that's a lot to ask. If not, that's okay. We'll get to your questions as soon as we can. So we appreciate your patience. Let's see. Aiden says, I have the opportunity to get Josh Jacobs for David Montgomery and Amari Cooper. Should I do it? Yes. although I think that's a lot for Josh Jacobs. I would consider going out and trying to get Josh Jacobs as his lowest value. But here's the thing, man. In PPR formats, Jacobs has put up like 12, 11, 10 points. They're not dud games. Even the game where he rushed 9 times for -2 yards, he was still getting passing work, which made him a viable option. Like, he was a low-end flex play that week. I don't know what people are so crazy about. So, yeah, I would take it. I think Josh Jacobs is only going to get better. We have to remember this. He missed the entirety of training camp. He didn't come in until like 2 days before the season started. The guy's got some rust. Same thing with Jonathan Taylor. He's not going to come out and just be amazing. So I would take that trade. Yes, Josh Jacobs for David Montgomery and Amari Cooper. Of course, I would do it. Thanks for coming out. Aiden or Jacob, any other thoughts on that?
Josh Jacobs, that's a lot. I would probably stick with Cooper and Montgomery.
There you go, Jacob. There's always 2 sides to this coin, folks. If you want the other side of the coin, you got to come to our YouTube page. Jacob says he'd rather stick with Amari Cooper and the other guy there, which was David Montgomery. This person says, I believe his name is Gritty, so he's a Justin Jefferson fan. Josh Jacobs or Derrick Henry?
Josh for the rest of the season or for this week?
For this week, let's just say.
Who do the Raiders play?
Let's see. The Raiders take on the Chargers. Really appetizing matchup. I
would go
this is a
Josh
great
Jacobs.
game for Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs it is. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for the question, Gritty. Now go do a Gritty. We appreciate you for stopping by. Let's get to some questions in the YouTube chat because, again, this is our home. This is where we want these people, and thank you for being patient. Naruto says, first-time fantasy player. Let's go, man. Welcome to the fantasy community. It's a 10-team standard league. QBs are Geno and Fields. Running backs are Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, Herbert, Pierce, Rashad White, Moss, Ridley. Oh, my goodness. Wide receivers, Ridley. He's got a great team. I don't know what he wants us to say other than, hey, man, you got a great team. So congratulations.
Is he just bragging? Like, he's like, check out my awesome team.
So, Neutral, we appreciate you coming out, man. And, yeah, you got a good team. Evan says, Sam Laporta or T. Higgins at the flex? Ooh, wow. Why did that have to be at the flex? There's got to be another place where you can start T. Higgins. And unless you got like a, I don't know, Kelsey or Andrews or maybe Kittle at your tight end position, I don't know why you'd be flexing Sam Laporta. I want him in that tight end position and then Higgins as your flex. Jacob, quick thoughts? They're coming in hot, baby.
Sam Laporta or T. You have to go T. Higgins. What kind of question is that?
Yeah, but I'm just asking, like, oh, he has Kelsey. Yes, go T. Higgins. They got a great matchup. Burrow, you're going to find out in a little bit, guys, if we get to it tonight.
What's up with T. Higgins' health is the thing. He left the game early last week.
He did, but practice reports say so far that he's been limited. You know, veterans, they get that rest. He should be fine. Yeah, flex T. Higgins there.
Wait, so we're just managing the YouTube questions for now, right?
I'm just doing YouTube questions, but we got plenty more TikToks coming in. I'm sorry. Again,
we'll have to figure out a way to manage that, honestly.
Yes, I think we're going to have to do separate streams here. I'm feeling very overwhelmed.
Let's just
but the people are in masses. We appreciate you guys. I say that.
Really want to get our responses, like, just submit them on YouTube. You can still watch on TikTok, but then submit them on YouTube.
Yes, Jacob's handing over great advice. Again, if you're on the TikTok live, we appreciate you so much. Feel free to jump over to the YouTube and drop your question there. We'll get to it a little bit quicker. That is our home. That's where we started. That's where most of our passionate fans are. I don't know why I call them passionate fans. That's just where our homies are that have subscribed to our channel and come to see us every week. So we'd appreciate that. But again, Zachary Haynes says, Kyren Williams or Tank Dell in the flex this week. Standard scoring.
Ooh.
Kyren Williams got the touchdowns the first 2 weeks, didn't see any, and we now know what that looks like. It's a poor performance on his part. Tank Dell busting out all cylinders. I'm going to go with Tank Dell in standard scoring. I will fact check myself, though, and see who the Rams are playing this week. Jacob, what are your thoughts?
So
they're playing the Colts.
First of all, it needs to change that PPR is standard now. Like, that's the normal. So we just need to change the way we think about that. You should just say non-PPR is what standard should be called. But I would probably go Kyren Williams. You're all in on Tank Dell, huh?
Dude, I am in on Tank Dell. He's on the field twice as much
Nathaniel Dell.
Whatever. He's on the
field. No, that's his real name on the Apex platform, which you hate, by the way. he is Nathaniel Dell on there.
Whatever.
Which makes you probably dislike it even more.
Dude, it's like any superhero. Give me one regular superhero name. Just one. What's Superman's regular name? I don't watch Marvel, guys. I'm sorry.
Clark Kent?
Yes. I'd rather be called Superman. So I'd rather take Tank Dell over Nathaniel Dell any day. Thanks for your question. Thanks, Zach. And he said, yes, it was not PPR. Tyler Wolf says Jacoby Myers or Tank Dell. I'm going. Oh, that's.
I go Jacoby Myers on this.
I go Jacoby Myers on that as well. Jacoby Myers. Tyler, thanks for coming out, man.
Playing
we
so
appreciate
well.
You. Takia Da King. I like the anime photo. Very nice. He says trade away Josh Jacobs for Alvin Kamara. No, sir. I'm not doing that. Hold on.
Josh Jacobs has no competition in that backfield. Kamara does. And I mean, there's some people think that Kamara's not going to be the best running back in that backfield by the time the year's over.
Yep, that's very true. Be careful with Kamara. Don't expect fireworks out the gate. Hold on to Josh Jacobs right now, folks. He did have Kelsey. Brock Goose says, sup, fellas? I lost Nick Chubb. Hey, man. If we had the world, no. Sorry, dude. That sucks. Would you trade Kupp, DJ Moore, and Khalil Herbert for ETN and Ayuk? Jacob, this is a Niners question. Kupp, DJ Moore, Khalil Herbert for ETN and Ayuk. It depends on who your other running backs are. But if you have a surplus amount of running backs, which who does these days, which is why I'm also guessing why you're trading for ETN. I like ETN. Ayuk is a boom bust wide receiver 3 at best. You've seen what he does when he booms. You see what he's done when he busts. So take that with a grain of salt. Kupp is coming back. We don't know how he's going to play. But you can most definitely believe if he comes back, you take the Kupp side here, right, Jacob?
That's such a risky trade. If you knew for sure, hey, Kupp comes back, he plays the rest of the season, the Kupp side.
The Kupp side it is. The Kupp side it is. Take the gamble, especially, you want the best player in fantasy when he's healthy. So hopefully Cooper Kupp can come back healthy. Let's get to this. Start Lockett or Dobbs this week, Jacob? Tyler Lockett for me.
Give me Dobbs.
All right. Dobbs? All right.
Yeah, he's been playing so good. Where have you been?
Christian Watson's coming back, man. You don't think that's going to affect some things?
Is he officially?
He should be back this week. He said in a press conference today that he expects to be back today. What about this one? A little bit tougher. Ridley or Waddle? Risky. Ridley or Waddle? Thanks, Caleb, by the way.
That just reminds me of something how do you think Jalen Waddle feels that when he's out, the Dolphins score 70 points?
TikTok, if you're missing that, let us know down in the comments. By the way, Jacob, we have about 102 messages on TikTok right now. I'm very sweaty.
We have to. All right.
Dave, I know.
There's no way we can take all the questions.
There's no way we can take all the questions today. We also got our very first rose. Oh, thank you guys.
I don't know what that means because I don't use TikTok. I'm guessing
rose is like TikTok's version of currency, like money. So thank you guys very much. That means a lot. First, you broke our TikTok cherry. So thank you. Yes, if you're on TikTok, thanks for coming by. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. Jump over to our YouTube. That's where our homies are at.
We'll have to do a TikTok question of the day, and that's it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We also got some Maui Strong in the chat. Thank you guys for coming out. Our wife and I actually honeymooned there, and then 3 weeks later, it was burned to the ground. So very unfortunate, very beautiful place. So shout out to those people trying to recover out there. Jacob, this is one of those shows, man, where we're just going to keep riding the comments. Are you down with this tonight, buddy? Are we down to ride these comments out?
So are we still doing foreshadowed front runners and DFS?
Yes, we're going to get time for that, and we're going to do our DFS lineups, but throw the topics out the window.
So
let's answer some questions.
Questions, foreshadowed front runners, then DFS.
Perfect.
Okay.
And by the way, for all you TikTok people out there who didn't hear that last little story, imagine being Jalen Waddle and watching your team score 70 points while you sat on the bench. Doesn't feel the greatest. Let's keep getting.
That's more like the Broncos' fault, though.
Yeah, that's the Broncos' fault, right? Let's get to some more questions. Brock Goose says, Javonte or Ramondre could move one to the flex if you absolutely have Well, then who's that guy you can kick out of your flex? Because I love Javonte and I love Ramondre.
I go Ramondre in this situation every time, but it depends what your other flex option is.
Yeah, but you got to remember the Broncos. I believe they're taking on the Chicago Bears this week. I think that would change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, because it changes mind. Yes, the Broncos go into.
So I guess I have an apex share of Javonte, but I haven't. So I haven't been paying much attention to Javonte Williams this season. Let's see. Oh, he's been solid.
He's been solid, man. He's been he's been like Josh Jacobs. Jacobs,
I'm a Ramondre guy. Like I had Ramondre top 3 dynasty.
Did you not see Ezekiel Elliott go out there and just be his old self for about 5 plays and then do absolutely nothing? That's what I thought was funny. Is people are like, "Oh man, Ezekiel Elliott went out there and looked so great," and it's like, guys,
is there anyone who's had as much hype as Samaje Perine? Like everyone thought Samaje Perine was going to be the man in Denver, and I don't think he's done much this year, right?
He has not done much this year at all, dude, at all. But that's like a little preview for our DFS plays today. I can't see the names on here. This person says 6-man league. Do I give up Keenan Allen and Kyren for Pollard and Williams? No, keep Keenan Allen, keep Kyren Williams. Evans has a hard road ahead of him. So we appreciate you, man, for coming out. Let's bounce back this way. Rendon Dye says, would you rather have JSN or Quentin Johnston? That's a great question, man. And to be short,
that is a really good question.
I'm going to say Quentin Johnston. The reason why I say that is because if there's an ounce of a chance that he gets a chance, it's now with Mike Williams. The unfortunate news surrounding Mike Williams. So expect him to take the field. I will say I dropped $146 on Joshua Palmer in one of our waiver wire leagues. It was Dynasty Assemble, Jacob. I do think he's going to be the more short-term solution for this team. And we saw what he could do last year when he was the only target. Not a lot, but still, I think he has more of that continuity, more of that trust with Justin Herbert. He caught that great touchdown last week. So Joshua Palmer is my short-term answer. But I do like Quentin Johnston long-term, and I think he has more of an immediate role now in 3 wide receiver sets because the Los Angeles Chargers like to run those out so much, rather than JSN, who really needs an injury to happen in order to be relevant.
Yeah. So if you're asking me, hey, they're both the number one wide receiver on their team, which one would you rather have? I would say JSN. But in this scenarios that they're each in, I would say Quentin Johnston, exactly what you said. So you would need a Lockett or Metcalf injury in order to choose the JSN side, right? Yes. So we already have a Mike Williams injury on the Chargers side. So all he has to do is leapfrog Joshua Palmer, which he's supposed to be more talented than Joshua Palmer, right? He's a first-round pick. So that's more likely than JSN passing up Lockett.
Very true. Very true. Rendon, hope that got to you soon. Thanks for sticking around, man. We apologize for the delay here in these questions. Cohen says Justin Fields and Gibbs for Purdy and Jonathan Taylor. Well, if you want consistency, then you found nothing better than Brock Purdy. If you're going to gamble on Jonathan Taylor, I think that's the side to take here. You get the more consistent quarterback. You get Jonathan Taylor. But honestly, playing it safe, Justin Fields was going to be one of our prime topics to talk about today, Jacob. I don't know how you feel about him necessarily. I know you just got him in a trade via me. So what are your current thoughts about Justin Fields? Do you think they will let him cook like they try to let Russell Wilson cook?
So he plays Denver this week. And I was thinking, if any week to get right,
it's this week,
Denver.
Man.
But don't you think Denver's going to play the hardest defense they've ever played in their lives, though, after what happened in Miami? Or
most definitely.
I don't know if it was in Miami. Oh, it was in Miami. So that's tricky because, yes, they're one of the worst defenses in the league, if not the worst. But they're going to play their hardest they are ever going to play this whole entire season. So it's interesting. Justin Fields and Gibbs for Purdy and Jonathan Taylor. But I'm really... Look, we traded you got Watson, I got Fields in a Superflex league, and neither of them look great right now. Neither of them look great. There's no way to tell who won that trade.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But this specifically, if this is just straight up redraft, Justin Fields and Gibbs that's interesting. I mean, give me the Gibbs side.
Give me the Gibbs side as well. I kind of want to take that back. I want the players who are playing now. We still don't know what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor. He might take a few weeks to get right. I want Justin Fields. I want Gibbs. I think eventually at some point, the Chicago Bears season is going to just kind of tank in general, and Justin Fields is going to do some running. He may not be the long-term answer there in Chicago anymore, but he is going to have long legs and run them into the end zone some point sooner than later. So, yeah, Justin Fields and Josh Gibbs for me too. Brendan Dye says full PPR. Yeah, that played into our decision-making. Brendan, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming out. I will piggyback off him again. He says, because Quentin Johnson is on the waiver wire, but the only person I can drop is JSN. Yeah, man, then hold on to him. Hold on to Quentin Johnston. And then, we don't want to hope for any injuries. We never want that. But then you have a decision to make. But as will everyone else. So, yeah. Let's get to a TikTok question here. Kyren Williams or Tank Dell in the flex? Standard scoring. Jacob. Go.
We already answered that.
Did we? Oh,
Yes,
that was –
with
well,
the
we got it in
YouTube
this chat. We got it in that
question.
chat.
Exact-
Okay.
I'll go with the same thing, Kyren Williams.
Perfect. Would you trade Keenan, Kyren, and – okay, we already answered that too. Okay. Hey, people are coming over to YouTube, guys. Thanks. We appreciate
Awesome.
the delay. Another chance for us to say, if you're joining us on TikTok tonight, again, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Join us over on the YouTube feed. We're old guys in our 30s. Technology was not always in our lives. So we're trying to figure this world out. So if you can jump over on YouTube, say what's up, that'd be appreciative. We thank you so much for that. Let's get to some more questions in the YouTube feed. Evan says, Jerick McKinnon or Delvin? Delvin Cook? Delvin who? Why does he say Delvin like that? Delvin Cook, right? Right, Jacob?
It's Dalvin, but he must mean Dalvin Cook, right?
I think he must be. And honestly,
Yeah. Unless
I
he
gotta go
means
Jerick
Melvin. Does he mean Dalvin or Melvin?
I don't know.
No, it's Dalvin with a Cook sign. So, okay.
Oh, there you go. I don't know
Yeah.
emojis. Yeah, Jerick McKinnon for us. Connor Farley says he got offered Ramondre Stevenson and Elijah Moore for Pierce and Addison in full PPR. Should he take it? Ramondre and Elijah Moore for Pierce and Addison in full PPR. Should he take it? Dude, it's, believe it or not, right now, Addison is playing as a third string wide receiver. It's only going to be a week or two before he usurps KJ Osborne, and he's on the field that much more. I traded for him the other day. I like him a lot. Pierce, not a fan. So really, this trade is Addison for Ramondre. Jacob, I know you like Ramondre. So if we cross cancel out Pierce and Elijah Moore, two gadget guys that we thought were going to be great, and they're really not doing a lot of anything so far this season. It's basically Addison for Ramondre. How would you look
I
at
would
that?
still rather have Elijah Moore than Alec Pierce.
You would
Is that
still
Alec
rather have
Pierce?
No. It's got to be Damian
Oh,
Pierce.
Damian Pierce. Oh, okay. That makes it closer. Oh man,
Jacob.
give me Pierce and Addison only because, like,
I'd
I'd like
Pierce and Addison as
Ramondre.
well.
For me, Ramondre is the best player in that deal. But I'd rather have Pierce and Addison than Elijah Moore and Ramondre.
Fair enough. Great job, Jacob. Omar burner. Wait, Omar's got a burner phone? Sweet, dude. I wish we could get your real phone. I'd feel more connected to you. But he says in a 10-man league, PPR, he traded Tua and ETN for Mahomes and Cook. I'm guessing that's James Cook. I already have Pollard, Eckler as my RBs. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the trade? You traded Tua and ETN for Mahomes and Cook. I like it, man. You got the better quarterback. Hopefully, long term, Tua's been cooking. I don't think every week he's going to put up 70 points, but definitely got the better quarterback, the better fantasy quarterback. It's only going to be more evident as the season goes on that Mahomes should get into a rhythm here and be that solid quarterback one that you drafted to be the number one overall fantasy QB. And you get James Cook playing in another great offense. ETN's been solid too, but I'd prefer the Mahomes side. Jacob?
So Tua and ETN for Mahomes and Cook. Yeah, and that's James Cook, right? It must be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, if that's for Dalvin Cook, then I'll take the other side. But yeah, for sure, Mahomes and Cook.
For sure, Mahomes and Cook. Kylo's been waiting for a little bit. He says Moss for Laporta. I know. My wife needs toilet paper, and I'm using it as a stand. This is awkward. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this up. Yeah, guys, you can tell how
I never thought I'd ever hear that sentence.
Yes, I was using toilet paper to hold up my live stand tonight, and my wife is asking for it back. So I love you, babe. Thanks for coming in. And now I'm just gonna hold my phone for a little bit, or maybe I'll sit it here or something. We'll change the look of it a little bit. There we go. That fits. Welcome on in, guys. Changes the, I don't like this look of it. Well, maybe I'll change it like this. Anyways, Jacob, back to us. Let's see. Let's get to some more questions here, Jacob. We got to pump these out because Quentin Johnson isn't on the waiver wire. Okay, yes, we got that. Julian Villa says Jameson Williams. Should I trade for him or trade him? I would trade him. What about you, Jacob? I don't want a guy that's going to come back in 3 weeks.
I mean,
I want a guy who can win now.
What can you get for him?
You probably can't, but maybe if you want an Elijah Moore, I'd rather get 12 points a week from Elijah Moore than nothing from Jameson Williams. Like, the bye weeks are coming. So Jameson Williams is clearly going to be unavailable when buys start to hit next week. I want guys who can give me points. So I don't really care. Scraps on the dollar. I don't think he's going to come back and change the world. That's my thoughts. What could I get in return for trading away D-Hop and Palmer together? Not a lot, but we can take a look here. Pulling up the week 4 rankings, looking at Palmer here. Let me see. This is QB. There's my flex. Palmer.
I would say like a flex running back. I don't know.
Yeah, like a flex. Again, Drake London, you could technically, I would rather have Drake London, to be honest with you. I think the Atlanta Falcons season could go entirely sideways in a matter of moments. And there's been rumors already from beat writers that Desmond Ridder, they could just move on from him. They give him an opportunity to throw. This is probably not going to happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility. But yeah, I mean, Jake London, that'd be a guy I'd target for sure.
Yeah, I'd do that.
All right, we're rolling through these. Michael Charninski, before we get to him, again, if you're on TikTok, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the comments. If you head over to our YouTube feed, it'd be so much more appreciated. That's where we can get to your questions a little bit faster. Old man, glasses, can't see small typing. I don't know how people do this for a living. It's crazy. But Michael Charninski says, I'm in a 3-flex league, and I'm trying to decide who to start. My options are Derrick Henry, Zach Moss, Jerry Jeudy, Brian Robinson, Romeo Doubs, and James Conner. You got to start 3 of them? My gosh. I'd start Zach Moss. I'd start James Conner, and I'd start Derrick Henry. I keep going back to James Conner because he has that matchup. He's been so good this season, but then he kind of goes up against a stingy San Francisco defense. So I'm hesitant, but I still go Derrick Henry, Zach Moss, and probably Romeo Doubs there. Maybe he gets a little bit more work, but I also really like Jaden Reed. Jacob, what are your thoughts?
So Derrick Henry, Zach Moss, Jerry Jeudy, Brian Robinson, and James Conner. 3-flex league. Well, I'm going Derrick Henry, Zach Moss, and who do the Commanders play?
Let's see. Let's look and see who the Commanders play. Don't you got split screen, Jacob? I got 5 split screens going on over here. The Commanders, they have a tough matchup this week. Another tough one. I know that for sure. They play I'm looking. They play the Eagles. So not entirely tough. A good football team, not the best,
Yeah, I might go this might shock you. I might go Dobbs.
Yeah, I don't like Brian Robinson.
The thing is,
at all. We've seen what happened when Brian Dobbs doesn't get a lot of opportunity because their team is trash. So sorry, Washington fans out there, but when they play horrible, Brian Robinson is not going to get the work like he did in the first 2 weeks of the season. It's evident. Jacob?
Yeah, no, I think Dobbs is going to operate as he has been.
There you have it. As he has been. The man himself, simple with you. Gabe's over here sweating. Jacob's like, if he's been doing it, just throw him out there. Derrick Henry, Zach Moss, Romeo Doubs, get him out there. He needs to start 3. We gave you 3. Thanks for coming out, Michael. Really quick, Jacob, Moss for Laporta. I take Laporta. I think he's an integral part of that offense. If you have running backs to spare, I would do it. We don't know that worry in the back of your mind of what's going to happen when JT. If the Indianapolis Colts start 3-1, which is a possibility, JT might want to play for this team. And if he plays for this team, it's a wrap on Zach Moss. So what are you going to do? You taking the rookie Laporta or are you taking Zach Moss?
So Laporta, the tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll take Zach Moss.
All right. Okay, so two sides to the coin. Zach Moss, one says Laporta. Julian Villa says trade Jameson Williams for Thielen, full PPR. Again, dude, if you want the wins now, yeah, man, take Adam Thielen. Who would have thought we'd be saying this at week 3 going into week 4? I'm taking Thielen. 2 great weeks in a row. No reason why that can't happen again, even with Bryce Young at the helm. That's what I'm doing. So, Jacob, what about you?
Yeah, I didn't know Thielen still had that in him. So, like, the thing is, what do they say? $1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. It's like the money, like the production you're going to get now is worth any like future production you're going to get later. Hypothetical production, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I would go Thielen.
All right, Thielen. Let's see. Josh Mordecall says trade away DK and Carr for Purdy and Lockett. DK and Carr for Purdy and Lockett. I would take Purdy and Lockett. Carr's hurt. Jameis Winston's in line to start. So much of redraft is about winning now, winning in the moment. So you got to make moves in the time. And Lockett and DK are both still healthy. They're both still viable. I take Purdy and Lockett. More consistent QB. He's been putting up more points than Carr. Has an easier schedule than Carr coming up. That's who I'd take. I'm going to let Jacob do his talking here. Let's go to a TikTok question really quick. Do I trade CeeDee Lamb and Travis Etienne for Bijan and Amari Cooper? I have Amon-Ra and Kupp at wide receiver. Sure, man. I would do it. You're getting Bijan Robinson, baby. You know he's going to get at least 15 to 18 carries a game. And if you already have Kupp and Amon-Ra, then I don't know. I'm not opposed to giving up Lamb if you're getting a top tier running back.
So are you asking the question on the screen? Are you answering the question on the screen?
I already answered the question on the screen. I took it off.
Oh, okay. So you were answering a TikTok question?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're going to ask a TikTok question, you just answer it and move on because I can't see them, so it's hard.
All right. Fair enough. We're learning this in real time. My partner here, he loves me very much, but I know Jacob better than a lot of people, and I could tell he's frustrated with me right now. So we're going to keep on moving.
No, it's just a lot of because we're going to run out of time for the other stuff we have planned.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Drew Fleming says Tank Dell or Madison, who to start week 4.
We know where Gabe's going with this.
I'm going Tank Dell, baby. Let's go. Because
Cam Akers is going to come to the picture now. Yes, that's the only reason.
Josh with the simple J. Again, by the way, if you're over on YouTube, we love the cool pictures. Show us your cool pictures, man. We like looking at cool YouTube pictures. Trade away DK and Carr for Purdy and Lockett. Yes, that's a question that just came from TikTok. So we appreciate that. Yes, I'd have Purdy and Lockett, to be honest with you. So that's my thought. Jacob?
DK and Carr for Purdy. Give me DK.
Okay, there you go. Opposite sides of the coin. That's what happens when you come to first round fantasy. You get 2 answers, man. We don't always see eye to eye. Gavin McGrawn says, how's my team? I love these ones. I think they just want to show off, man, because this team looks pretty good. Let's see. He's got Herbert, Kyron Williams, Aaron Jones, Puka and Kupp, Chase and Ayuk. Your wide receivers are beautiful. Waller.
His name is Jake Moody. Just don't call him San Francisco kicker. Come on.
Ridley Flowers and all those guys on the bench. I got Ayuk by trading Josh Reynolds. Dude, Ayo, playoff contender. You're doing fine. I don't know if you're winning the championship, but manage that team well. You're going places, my guy. My other wide receivers are Kupp, Lamb, and Ridley. Hopefully we were able to answer your question, bud. Thanks for coming out. We've gotten this question a lot. Thank you. Harrison says, would you trade Smith for Josh Jacobs? I'm thinking he means Devonta Smith. And if he's saying that, then I would definitely do it. I want Josh Jacobs shares.
Interesting. I'll take Devonta Smith.
Oh, seeing eye to eye tonight. So, again, Josh Jacobs or Devonta Smith? Jacobs going with Devonta Smith. I'm going with Josh Jacobs here. Let's see. Omar, James Cook. Yes. Then that's the side you want, my guy. Josh was spamming comments in here. Coatless says, should I trade Gibbs and Devonta Smith for CeeDee Lamb? Ooh, Jacob, that's all you, baby. Give me your gut instinct.
Interesting. If I could time travel to the beginning of the season, knowing what I know now, I would make the prediction that CeeDee Lamb was going to be the number one wide receiver in fantasy.
Yes.
I would take the CeeDee Lamb. Now that's a good trade right there. That's a
good trade.
I call even.
Even.
So that means we're not helping the.
Yeah, dude, you gotta pick a side, man.
All right, I'll stick with Lamb.
All right, perfect. He sticks with Lamb. I stick with Lamb.
Yes, so well. Do it. So do it.
So do it. Do it, man. Don't look back. Nike, just do it. A lot of these are kind of spam. I don't know what happened here, but maybe we were taking a while to get to them. Here's one. QB Money says Addison or Flowers. Addison, baby, all day. Addison. Jacob?
I'll take Addison.
Sweet. Let's see here. Michael Charninsky. It's an 8-man league. Yeah, thank you, man. We appreciate you coming out.
That makes sense.
That was a lot of context.
We need that.
RG Sawa says, I'm in an 8-man league and wondering who to start at the flex. DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, or Alvin Kamara. Dude, ride the hot hand. Swift. Thanks for coming out, dude. We appreciate you. James Cook or Zach Moss. Coatless says, James Cook or Zach Moss. I'm going James.
Give me James Cook.
Give me James Cook. All right. Blurpy, PPR redraft. Do I do this trade? I give up Garrett Wilson and Christian Watson for Pickens and Ramondre Stevenson. My RBs are Etienne, Connor, White, and Rashawn. Nah, dude, I think you're solid right now. Etienne, Connor, White, and a league winner. Breakout game coming. Roschon Johnson.
I think we're gonna have some repeats in our DFS matchup again.
Yeah, you're gonna see something. There's my take there. Blurpy, thanks for coming out, man. Hold steady. Cubani says, should I trade Dotson and Pacheco for Breece Hall? Ooh, that's a lot for one guy who hasn't done anything yet. But if you're playing the long game and you think that Breece Hall is going to get a ton of work down the stretch, which gradually I think will happen, I don't mind it. Dotson has underperformed. Pacheco's a solid at best, no passing work. And if he doesn't get a touchdown in PPR, you kind of see what that gets you. Breece Hall has the potential. It's just if you believe in the team. Jacob, who's your thought? What's your take here?
Dotson and Pacheco for Breece Hall? Interesting. I don't know. That's risky. I guess give me Breece Hall.
There.
Do it.
Breece Hall. There it is. Big games or go home. Sorry, I'm getting – yes, I know. But we can't ignore the people, man. We can't ignore the people. Just traded James Conner and Mike Evans for Diggs and Breece Hall. Thoughts? James Conner and Mike Evans for Diggs and Breece Hall. I like it. You got the best wide receiver in football. Not the best wide receiver in football, but you got the best player in the deal. And you got a guy who hopefully breaks out.
So are you talking about Mike Evans as the best player in the deal?
I'm talking about Diggs, man. Don't do that to me.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you. This reminds me real quick. How do you feel about trading away Mike Evans for 2/3 in a dynasty league?
Did I do that?
Yes.
When did I do that?
This leading up to our rookie draft this year in Die Hard Dynasty.
I had Mike Evans? Oh, that's right. I acquired him in the playoff push last year.
You were trying to trade. You were asking anyone, Mike Evans for a. But here, honestly, this is a shame on our league because you said anyone, Mike Evans for a second, just anybody, nobody, everyone had a second. Nobody offered you Mike Evans or a second for Mike Evans. I was like, I have 2/3, and you were like, all right, I'll take it. There we go. But who can blame you? Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask, like who knew?
Yeah. Jacob, let's take a pause for a minute, baby. Let's breathe. If you're on TikTok, again, we appreciate you coming down. People have started to hate me on TikTok. I'm getting flames and torches because I'm not answering questions. They're leaving in droves. That's okay.
You're going to have to do like a separate TikTok show or something.
I get it. We appreciate you guys for stopping by, though. Thank you so much. If you want to hang out for the last couple of minutes of the show, head over to our YouTube. We're about to do our DFS plays of the week and our surprise performers of the week. If you just want to hear my takes and my odd ad-libs off of what Jacob is saying, then you can stay on the TikTok feeds. But again, we appreciate you guys for coming out. Thank you so much. Jacob, get your DFS plays up because someone's coming in off a first victory of the season, and I'm looking to tie it up 2-2. So I'm sharing my screen here. It's time for our DFS plays of the week, and I'm going against Jacob. We'd love for you guys to join at home. Let us know your DFS questions. We love them. We love DFS just as much as we love regular fantasy. I got to share one window here. Boom, there it is. You ready for mine, Jacob?
Let's go.
I'll lead us off. I'm going with Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals QB. Hasn't looked great. I thought he was a great value at $7,200. He takes on Tennessee this week, an atrocious pass defense, hammered by injuries. Don't like that at all. But I think Burrow, he got Chase going. This week he gets Higgins going. This week he gets himself going. And he's also the best value play at quarterback. Then when you want the best running back in football, you got to pay up. That's what I did. I got Christian McCaffrey at $9,700. Jacob, it's time for another man to take over the Broncos and call him daddy. And that's Roschon Johnson, running back for the Chicago Bears. He's a value play here, $5,300. That was a great play on my part. Yes, I'm just tooting my own horn here. Jamar Chase after that, going for the stack with Burrow and Chase. Devontae Adams had a great week last week. Look for that to continue. And Cinderella story of the NFL season so far, Marvin Mims Jr., 2 touchdowns in a week, has looked absolutely fantastic. Let's get him worked in. But the main reason why I picked him is because he's a great value. $5,000. Give that to me all day. Hope for the touchdown. And I love him. Jake Ferguson, also another guy that's had 2 touchdowns in 3 games. I'm hoping for that here. I'm hoping for that touchdown upside. And then again, if this Arizona-San Francisco game gets way out of hand, I can see Josh Dobbs throwing that ball a lot. And who's he going to throw to? Marquise Brown. Look for him to get involved early and often throughout the game. And then last but not least, Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders, man. Sam Howell, sorry, but your days are numbered, sir. I apologize in advance. I'm taking the Eagles here, and that's my lineup.
Interesting.
And noticing as I did this, Jacob, I didn't see any glaring oohs or ahs today. So just kind of wondering.
There's some. Can you scroll up? Let me just get a slower skim of your lineup.
Yeah. I'll scroll up a little bit.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You gotta have
goodness.
CMC in there. You gotta have CMC.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Just make sure you keep your lineup in and look at it.
Okay.
As I'm doing mine, because
I'm gonna mute myself really quick.
You're gonna see. All right. So wait, that's yours. There we go. Here we go. Okay. So I did not go with Joe Burrow as you did, but I did go with Brock Purdy because he's at 71 and he can, he put up close to 30 fantasy points depending on which scoring platform you play on. We play in like 6 touchdown scoring in most of our leagues. So I like Brock Purdy against the Cardinals, and that the Cardinals might be able to score as they looked decent this past week. So I think Brock Purdy can put up some points. I have Christian McCaffrey. I almost always try to go CMC. Like he's like guaranteed fantasy points. Like he rarely busts when he's healthy. I have Roschon Johnson in as well. Not only do I think that he's going to emerge as the top back in this backfield, but he's also playing against Denver, and we just saw what the Miami running backs did. So, Gabe, we have 3 of the same players in a row here.
Let's go.
Christian McCaffrey, Roschon Johnson, and Jamar Chase. And of course, Gabe and I, we don't talk about these lineups. We randomly put them in separately. So I got Jamar Chase in there. He finally had an amazing game this past week. So I'm looking for him to do it again against Tennessee. A weaker defense and weaker secondary there. And then I have Tyler Boyd in there. It's kind of like a stack for me. It's like I think the Bengals are gonna play very well this upcoming week offensively, and I think there's gonna be a lot to go around with Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase. And what I'm thinking is T. Higgins. He left the game earlier on Monday. He might be a little bit banged up. Let's just say he's on a snap count So then Tyler Boyd can emerge and score a little bit more. Gabe, we have our 4th crossover here, and that is Marvin Mims.
What?
So we have four of the same players. in our lineups. And Marvin Mims is interesting. We might be talking about him here in a little bit as well. And at tight end, I got Donald Parham Jr. I don't know exactly what every other tight end has at touchdowns for the year, but I know Donald Parham Jr. has 3 touchdowns.
That's a sneaky good player right there. Sneaky
yeah.
good.
So I really like him going against the Raiders this week. And then I got Tyreek Hill in here. Look, it's not a great matchup against the Bills, but I do think that's going to be a high-scoring game. So I got a superstar Tyreek Hill in there. And then I got the Bengals defense. I think their defense is underrated, and I think they're playing a terrible Tennessee team. So there we go. That's my lineup.
Jacob, not bad, not bad.
4 of the same players.
4 of the same players. So it's going to come down to the few and the many and the tough. I think Gabe gets it to 2-2. And yes, I'm referring to myself in third person. That's what I think. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think about our DFS lineups? Jacob, sorry, man. I got to be cocky to enforce my ego to think that I'm going to win, because I don't like starting 0-2. And
hey, I mean, it's 2 and you're 2. I mean, I'm 2-1. You're 1-2. So it's not looking too bad for you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Before we get to our last part of the day, we got some surprise formers. We're going to hit them quick, Jacob. Let's get Cody Armour in the chat here. I think I fleeced this guy, but let me know. I traded Devontae Williams and Zay Flowers for James Cook and Jacoby Myers. What are we thinking? I don't think it's a fleece. I think it's a solid trade. If you need the better running back, James Cook, obviously the healthier guy on the better team. I like it. And Jacoby Myers, low-key, under the radar, solid player, man. Give it to me all day. Jacob?
Devontae Williams and Zay Flowers for James Cook and Jacob. Yeah, I mean, I think you won the deal for sure, but it's not like a total ripoff. But you definitely won that deal.
Yeah. Stardew says Gabe is going Bears. You know it, baby. You know it. And Delagizi, start 2, full PPR. Ridley, Palmer, Tank Dell, DJ Moore. Give me Ridley and Tank Dell. Let's go, Jacob.
I agree.
All right, man. Let's get to our surprise performers here for this week. Let's see here. I'll take us off, Jacob.
Go ahead.
All right. My surprise performer for week 4 of the NFL football season is Drake London, wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. Listen, Jacksonville got wrecked, and I mean absolutely wrecked by Tank Dell and company. They got wrecked by Michael Pittman and company. Obviously, they played pretty good last week, but those are 2 very different types of wide receivers. But I think that Drake London is a better talent than both of those players. Drake London, he's coming off a down week, but I don't necessarily know. This is a trend that I'm making up in my mind and that I hope we can all agree with. If you have an down week, you got to come back and have a bounce back week. So I like Drake London in this matchup. I would start him over guys like Watson coming back off of that hamstring injury in week 1, or now he's coming back after missing the first 3 weeks. And I'm definitely starting him over DJ Moore. He's in the middle wide receiver 35 to 40 range for me this week. I still think he's a great player, and I still think he can well outperform that. Listen, even in the down week last week, we still saw the 6 targets. We'd like to see a little bit more, but I'm hoping he can do more against this Jacksonville defense with his targets. So that's my start of the week. Drake London. Jacob, what are your thoughts?
Drake London, look, this is a guy that I believe in, and I think, he had a good week in week 2. Not necessarily the other weeks, but I'm not against starting him ever. I think he's one of the most talented wide receivers in the league. He just needs better quarterback play. So good call.
All right, man. Wait, can you say that last part again?
He just needs better quarterback play. So good call. I mean, he's one of the most talented wide receivers in the league. He just needs to play with Mahomes or something like that, and then he would explode.
Yeah, well, he's not, man. He's playing with Desmond Ritter. But I said it here first, man. There's been reports right now that they are like done with Desmond Ritter. He's looked absolutely awful.
So I doubt that means Heineke's coming in.
Yeah, I mean that could be a thing. But we could also just see them tank and go Caleb Williams. Imagine that lineup, right?
The thing is, Williams, London. If Heineke comes in, I think he's gonna sling it and London. Oh, with Caleb Williams, with Bijan. Well, no,
he played with Drake London at USC. Did he not?
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, I think so.
I don't know. He's a junior. We don't pay enough attention to college players. But anyways, let us know your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think about Drake London this week? You starting him or you letting him ride the pine? We appreciate all the comments. And as always, thanks for listening and good luck out there. Jacob, it's your turn, man. What are you doing this week? Who's your surprise performer for week 4?
So I was a little scared because I know you like this guy as well. I was a little worried we might have the same guy. I'm going with Marvin Mims Jr. of the Denver Broncos.
Let's go.
This is a risky play. And if you notice, I usually do this every year. I kind of go for like guys that people aren't even thinking about starting. So this could be deeper leagues, or I've seen a lot of injuries force people to have to start a player like this. So Marvin Mims Jr., look, he has not had a lot of playing time. So in the past 2 weeks, week 2, he played 16 snaps. In week 3, he played 15 snaps, which is 24% of the snaps. So he's not getting a lot of playing time. But what has he done in those last 2 weeks? 2 catches, 113 yards, and a receiving touchdowns. Then 3 catches for 73 yards, which is really good on 16 and 15 snaps. He also had a return touchdown last week, which, hey, that doesn't like, those are very rare, but it just goes to show how talented the man is. He's going against Chicago this week, who I believe is like on the lower end. I think they're like 19th worst against the wide receiver this year, and Denver's definitely going to be able to score on them. For better or for worse, Russell Wilson has looked all right, better than last year. He's put up back-to-back 300-plus yard games. I know they had to throw a lot last week, obviously, but back-to-back 300-plus yard games is good for a player like Marvin Mims, who's going to get, last week he had a third of those yards, or in week 2, he had a third of those yards, and 73 yards is almost a third of those yards. So if Marvin Mims is able to get a third of Russell Wilson's yards, that's pretty good. He also has had a few rushes here and there. I think in week 2, he had 2 rushes. In week 1 or week 3, he had a rush. So not that is high usage in that department, but remember this, the snaps, he's playing around 20 to 25% of the snaps. So imagine if his workload increases, he's going to get more targets. He's going to get more rushes, and they're going to use him more. So he's very efficient, and Judy's also questionable. Now, I always bring that up because that doesn't mean Judy isn't going to play. Judy might still play. But you never know. He can aggravate his injury. He can just be on like a snap count. So that's going to possibly give more playing time for Marvin Mims Jr. I really like this player. I think he's super talented, and I think there's a situation where he could emerge as the best wide receiver on this team.
Jacob, Marvin Mims Jr. I thought you were going to say Roshan Johnson for a minute when you started.
No. That's your guy.
Starting him in DFS this week. But absolutely love the call. Marvin Mims Jr., wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. Did you mention the punt return, by the way, too?
I did, yes. And I said
he's getting work all over.
I just said those are rare, but it just goes to show how talented he is.
Yeah, he's uber talented. Jacob, can I give you just a few questions before we get out of here regarding Marvin Mims Jr., of course?
Sure.
I'm looking up the rankings because I have him like right now. He's my wide receiver, like 59. So are you starting Marvin Mims Jr. or let's say Tyler Boyd at Tennessee?
That's really tough. Is Higgins playing for sure?
Yeah, let's just say he's playing.
Okay. I might just give me Marvin Mims. Give me Marvin Mims.
For sure. Marvin Mims or Rashee Rice.
Give me Marvin Mims. There's too many random wide receivers in Kansas City.
All right, last one. Marvin Mims or KJ Osborne, who's been sneakily good, but he's had a lot of drops lately, and Addison is encroaching on playing time. Where would you go there?
That one's tough because Kirk Cousins
he's throwing the ball a lot, man.
Playing really well. I might just go Osborne.
All right.
See, that's where I draw the line.
That's where you draw the line. Is the line drawn there for you? Let us know your thoughts on Marvin Mims Jr. this week. And as always, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. Man, Jacob, it's been a rat race today, but we got through some of the big things at the end. You want to stay on for a couple more minutes and answer some questions?
A couple more, yeah.
Yeah, well, Jacob, I was hoping you would at least been like, yeah, man, of course. And then private messaged me and then said, dude, I got to get out of here. That way we wouldn't have looked like jerks. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. Crafty says, is Jerome Ford still worth trying to get? I don't think he's worth trying to
trading
get.
for.
No, I don't think he's worth trying to get. I think if you have him, hold him. I don't think Kareem Hunt.
Don't drop him if he's available somehow. Pick him up, but no, don't give like if you're getting him for cheap, sure, but don't go out of your way.
Yeah. RGQ says, is the Buffalo defense, or I have the Buffalo defense, but I don't know about playing them. Thinking about Tampa Bay defense, but is it worth dropping one of these players? Warren, Monty, Henry, Elijah Moore, Palmer. Nah, man, ride with the Buffalo defense. Ride with the Buffalo defense.
Never drop a player for a defense because like you can see, I've seen it so many times where I drop a defense that I think is worse for a better one, and then that defense ends up doing way better. So just don't even do it.
Someone on TikTok just said they got offered Lamb for Kyren Williams.
Lamb? Oh, what?
Yeah, man.
No way. That's insane. But anyways, wait, real quick, back to that question. I would not start Buffalo's defense against Miami. Just drop Buffalo's defense and pick up another defense. Like, don't worry about it. Unless it's the Niners defense or the Browns defense, don't worry about it.
Niners, Browns, or I guess Cowboys, but Cowboys with the loss of Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
Kind of iffy. Thanks, RGQ, for waiting out. Standard league, need an RB, Mostert, Connor, Kamara, or Jerome Ford. My other starting RB is Eckler if he's healthy. So you just want to start one, I'm guessing? I'd start Mostert over all those guys.
You got to go with You got to go with the number one running back in fantasy.
Number one running back in fantasy, of course. Puka or Olave? Rapid fire question to round out the night. We'll do 5 more minutes.
Why is that question so hard?
I'd go Olave.
Why is that so difficult?
I want Olave.
Give me Puka.
James Winston at QB. You got to think about these things. Mind games, man. Mind games. Give me Puka. Give me Puka on a bounce back game. Although I will say, he
still had a good game.
He caught a 39-year-old. He caught a 39-year-old. Yeah, man. He loves the Cougars. Anyways, he caught a 39-yard pass at the very end of the game with like 37 seconds left, and that really salvaged his night. Before that, he was like 4 for 35.
He still did it.
He still did it, yes, but I don't think he sees. I think he sees more zone coverage this week. So yeah, give me Puka over Olave with Jameis Winston at QB. Mostert for Garrett Wilson in redraft, Jacob. 100%. You got to win now, especially in redraft. Give me Mostert.
That's crazy, but yeah.
This is the world we live in, Jacob. This is the world we live in. And especially to touch on that, people talk about Mostert like he's always been injured. He missed one game last year, folks. One game. What we have to remember is that Tua missed a lot of games last year. So that's where we kind of saw the ebbs and flows of that Miami offense. It's recency bias, right? People think about that. Let's see really quick. So now that I have James Cook, did he just acquire him live during the show? He presented the trade, and now he says he has him. Cody's just making moves out here. So he has James Cook. Would you start him, Swift, or Rachaad White? Oh, no. I'd start Swift, dude, 100%. Jacob, what about you?
Yeah, I would go with Swift.
I'd start Swift there. But Cody Armour, dude works fast, man. I like that.
Although I do think James Cook's going to have a lot of – if this is PPR, James Cook's going to have a lot of catches this week against Miami, I think.
For sure, dude. For sure. I could see the possibility of that. Brian Robinson Jr. or Devin Achane?
Brian Robinson.
Are you kidding me? They're taking on the Eagles. They're going to get crushed. But yes, I'd go Devon Achane there. So that's my take.
Achane, it might be a fool's gold to do a throwback.
Sure. Temper your expectations with Devon Achane. Obviously, he's not going to come out and run for 200 yards again. Be careful. But definitely Achane over Robinson Jr. We've seen what happens when the Commanders are down by a lot. So just take that with a grain of salt. I haven't heard from Chandler Castellano in a while. He says the QBs are Fields and Stroud. My running backs are Connor, Etienne, Pollard, Gainwell, and Breida. Should I trade Connor for Burrow while his value is so low? But if his value is so low, then I'm not trading him for Burrow. I got a offer the other day. Jacob, let me know if you know who this is from, by the way. Burrow for Mark Andrews in Dynasty. And they thought That was a
In
fair trade.
Superflex? Oh,
Yes.
I know exactly what you're
Yes,
talking
yes.
about.
And
Yeah.
I for some reason I was the bad guy. I don't understand. But here, no, man. I think you hold on to Stroud, you hold on to Fields, you let those guys ball out. Fields, his time is coming.
Yeah,
don't
it's
think it's
hard
gonna be as
trading for a
great.
quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as great or as flashy as it was last year, but I think you stick with Fields and Stroud, and then you hold on to Connor. He's getting you a lot of value right now, so hold on to him. But I get what he's saying. Breida's gone. Gainwell's getting phased out. Etienne and Pollard and Connor, great running backs. So keep those guys. Tua or Daniel Jones? What? Justin, don't you play with me, bro. Don't play with me. You're starting Tua this week. Goff or Geno? That's a better question. Goff or Geno this week, Jacob?
I don't know the matchups off the top of my head.
They're playing each other
on
Monday Night Football in New York. I'm going. Oh wait, no, they're not. No, they're not. Geno Smith is playing the Giants. Sorry, Goff is playing Thursday night tomorrow. What's the Thursday night matchup? The Packers.
Green Bay. I'll take Geno. I like his wide receivers better.
Yeah, give me Geno Smith. We like his wide receivers better. Thanks for coming out, man. Watson, Geno, or Goff? I'd go Geno, Goff, Watson. Start Tua or Purdy this week. If you want the high upside play,
Tua. And that's the last
Tua.
TikTok question. Let's
if you
go.
want the safe floor, you're going Purdy. Guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you saw anything you liked here, please be sure to like and subscribe. Jacob, I think I might just have to stay on a little bit longer on the TikTok, given it's the first stream ever. I got some questions to answer.
Go ahead.
But for all you other folks out there, we appreciate you so much for stopping by. It means so much to us. We had a big night tonight, so thank you guys. And Chandler Jones says, thanks, guys. Subbed. Thanks for the help.
Awesome.
Hey, before you leave, Chandler
Constantino. Get the name right.
If you let us know that you subbed on the channel, you get a high five on the channel, baby. Air high fives. Air high fives. Air high fives. Jacob, I don't see you doing it. Air high fives. Air high fives. Air high fives. All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming out, Chandler. Guys, as always, we end the shows with a hot take over on YouTube. If you're on TikTok right now, get over to YouTube for the hot take of the week. Jacob, you got one lined up for us this week?
No, because if I do such a bad one, I'm banned from hot takes for a week because
Are you kidding me right now?
I said Justin Fields was going to be a top 5 running back or top 5.
That's why it's a hot take, Jacob.
No,
Get with the program, man. All right, well, I got one queued up, and here it is. Aiden O'Connell, QB, currently third-string quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. In 2 weeks' time, you will know his name. And in 2 weeks' time, he is going to be the Brock Purdy 2.0 for your fantasy team. You heard it here first. Hot takes galore. Thanks for coming out tonight. Peace.